Hey Phantom, so before we begin this story, I wanted to actually speak at the beginning and let you guys know that the reason why this video is so short is because I wanted to make it a standalone video because it's a real and true ghost story experience that this guy's going through, and I really just wanted to read it so you guys can absorb it on its own and only focus on this story in particular because it has hallucinations, it has night terrors, it has ghostly phenomena, which the author claims is actually ghosts communicating through the other side. So write in the comments below what you think is going on in this video. What do you think is going on? Is it truly a ghostly experience? Is this person just making it up in his head? Or is he really feeling and experiencing the other portal, this ghostly portal on the other side? So this still isn't the full video that I intended to release. I still am doing the true scary ghost stories, but I had a dilemma and I was trying to figure out should I include it with other stories or should I make it a standalone video, but I figured I really wanted to just make it a standalone video as I said, so let me get to this story. Hope you enjoy, and again, like, share, and subscribe. I have a confession to make. I'm not an ordinary person. I don't mean that I've exhibited quirky behavior in the past and I'm simply unorthodox. But I have this uncanny ability to sense things. Whether these energies that I've learned to embrace are malevolent or benevolent, I can't say, as I'm unable to clearly make the distinction. But I tend to attract unusual energies, which permeate all around me. If you happen to come in close contact with me, you may be susceptible to these energies as well. I could say that there's a supernatural component to this, but because my mind has relentlessly wreaked havoc on me, I can't say for certain what is going on. Sometimes I see things, shadows, hearing strange noises, knocks on the walls, a faint whisper in my ear, reinforcing the idea that something otherworldly resides inside these walls. All the while I'm sitting in the kitchen of my old Victorian home, and I'm the only one who lives here. I can honestly say that I don't know what is happening, but I have nowhere else to turn to. There's the cellar that I'm terrified to go into. I've literally haven't stepped foot down there since I moved in. But it's like I can telepathically hear the growls and moans coming from that dark space that I refuse to enter. I've always wanted to know if the source of all these energies came from that cellar. The thing is, I've no pets, no estranged relationships. Nobody ever sets foot in my home. I had a wife once, but she's been gone for what seems like a millennium. I don't remember what it's like to interact with anybody. I'm virtually imprisoned. I work from home. So, I became a recluse. I don't go out much these days, for fear of inadvertently transferring these energies to those who come in contact with me. Isolation is unconscionable. The fear of going insane inside my mind constantly lingers in the foreground. The helplessness of not being able to do anything about it still traps me internally. I'm mentally paralyzed. And then I have these unusual nightmares. My doctor tells me they are night terrors. So I'm laying in my bed, and the shadow opens the door. It doesn't do anything, but simply stands in the doorframe. I don't know what it wants, but I can only make out its eyes, glowing brighter than the sun. The rest the outline, a silhouette. I sweat. My body temperature drops, and I feel a cold breath on the right side of my shoulder. I look over, temporarily taking my eyes off the shadow figure, and yet there's nothing there but a mist that looks as if someone is breathing in the cold air. I look back at the doorframe, and the shadow is gone. I then lay down, staring at the ceiling. I simply just can't ignore what's going on. I want to, but even the pills don't do enough. I still see these things, hear these things, and most importantly, feel these things. I'm so scared. I don't want to be a prisoner anymore. I want a release. I want it all to end. I'm sick and tired of the suffering. My mind just won't heal. I don't want to feel. It's almost better if I don't, but I can't turn it off. Still, these images persist. In another moment, I can clearly see this elderly woman silently screaming at me. I can feel the terrible darkness emitting from her, and when she opens her mouth, there is nothing but darkness, almost as if it is a black hole. No sound, just the mouth opening. The woman with her old tattered clothing, not from this time period, definitely not present, Victorian times, with a black dress from that era, long black hair, matted and uncombed. This being was just standing there. I ask it what it wants from me, but it remains silently screaming for a few seconds. I blink my eyes as hard as anybody could. The figure simply won't disappear. I see a single cockroach move out of her mouth. I had to have dreamt this. This night terror felt so real. It consumes me. I can't get it out of my head. I go back and forth thinking this has got to just be a hallucination. But the more I think about these events, the way they truly never disappear, it makes me believe there's an entity in this house that I can't ignore. They are communicating to me through my dreams, and through some of my hallucinations that I've had as well. The therapists, the doctors, they all tell me that I've got some psychosis. Trauma from my youth remains unsolved. But these walls inside this old home has so much history engraved into it. Tell me that spirits don't exist, and I can't prove it to you. I can only tell you about my experiences and how sensitive I am to the other side. Then I think to myself, why are we so arrogant about this other side? Why do we dismiss what we do not understand? Maybe I'm just crazy. Or maybe the world wants to shield us from the fact that these beings live among us. If you truly open up your eyes and begin to understand that there's nothing that the world can't see, then you can believe.